In Justine's interview, she said that she didn't realize Jesse saw her as a threat, but she would 100% take that as a compliment, because if she was going to get voted out, she'd much rather be voted out for that reason as opposed to being weak or something like that. And I can understand that thought process, and I'm sure most people would feel that way as some small consolation to having been voted out, especially this early. But the thing is, either way, her torch was still snuffed. And being seen as too much of a threat is indeed a very legitimate reason to get rid of somebody. It just so happens that in this particular case, it was more of a manufactured threat than a real one. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not saying Justine couldn't have turned into a real threat, but she wasn't really one yet in the 5 days that they'd been out there. However, Cody pushed so hard to make everyone think she was that we once again had a situation where perception became reality.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, to Cody, Justine was indeed a threat. She and Noel would have voted out Cody's tight ally, NECA, if they were given the chance. Then they would have been in control of the tribe, and he probably would have been next. He turned it around by painting a target on her, starting with something he knew a lot about, those scary salespeople. Then, as we discussed, he piled it on from there, and some people, like Jesse, started attributing any good, bad, or neutral behavior from her as showing just how dangerous she was. Justine thought she was doing a good job of strategizing and believed she was in the majority, but she didn't have any backup plans because she saw that Cody and NECA weren't trying to work with her, so she decided she wasn't going to try to work with them either. This made her completely reliant on Jesse, who out-schemed her by being a triple agent after he had been convinced she was a huge threat. In the end, as Jeff discussed, it came down to the age-old question of challenge strength versus alliance strength. When it comes to the long game of Survivor, alliances have the much bigger impact. NECA was not good in challenges, but was a solid ally, while it turned out Justine was in the reverse situation. And that is why Justine lost.